Welcome to Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living. My name is Chef Douglas McNish. I am the chef here at Raw Aura Organic Cuisine in Port Credit, Ontario, just outside of Toronto. This is a completely organic, 100% raw restaurant. I'm going to show you a really cool recipe I have created. When I was younger, I was much heavier and I loved to eat French fries. So one of the things that I've tried to do in my cravings for French fries is create something healthy that has the same flavors, the same textures, and here's what I have to show you. I'm going to do avocado French fries. I'm going to roll them in a crispy flax and chili breadcrumb mixture. So it's gluten-free, it's sugar-free, 100% organic, very yummy. I'm actually going to start by getting my beautiful assistant Patricia here 1 cup of golden flax. Now, one of the health benefits about golden flax is it's full of omega fatty acids. It's great for your brain function, it's great for your skin, your nervous system. It makes you feel better, it gives you a better mood. Golden flax seeds in particular are a little bit higher in omega fatty acids. So I have 1 cup of golden flax. I'm going to get her to place that in a high-powered blender, and she's going to blitz that just for a few seconds, and we're going to turn it into a powder. Perfect. The other seasonings that I'm going to add are all a powder. You want everything to be the same consistency. So as you can see here, I've turned the flax into a complete powder. To the flax part, I'm going to add organic chili powder, no sulfur, no salt added, 2 tablespoons. This gives it body, it gives it depth, it gives it a little bit of that strong feeling on the tongue. For a little bit of heat, now here is totally optional, you could add whatever you'd like. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, again organic, unsulfured. I have 1/2 tablespoon of freshly ground cumin. Cumin again is that nice background flavor that you find in Mexican cuisine. Here I have 1/2 teaspoon of fresh organic sea salt. It actually comes from Brittany in France. It's one of the most clean bodies of water on the face of the planet. If you are going to add salt to your food, you want to add the best quality possible. You're getting trace minerals. It's good for your metabolism. It helps your growth hormone here. It helps regulate your body. So I'm just going to use my hand. My hands are clean, and I'm going to stir it all together. Instead of using breadcrumbs, you have ground flax seeds. So I'm just going to stir that all together, make sure everything is evenly incorporated. Now, one of my favorite foods is avocados. These puppies are absolutely wonderful from a nutritional standpoint, from a creamy standpoint, from a filling standpoint. These babies are one of the wonders of the world. I'm actually going to use a bigger knife. People get really scared when they see me do this, but this is the best way. You take the knife, run it around the middle of the avocado, open it up, you have 2 halves. All you're going to do now is take your knife, and you want to ensure it's sharp. Take your knife right into the pit, give it a turn, and out comes the pit. Now I have 2 fresh halves of avocado. You could do anything with this. As I work, I always have spoons in clean water. I'm going to take my spoon and run it right around the outside of the avocado, and you have 1/2 an avocado. Perfect. Comes out very clean. I'm going to take my paring knife. I was always taught as a young chef growing up in kitchens by other chefs I had that if you have a little job, use a little knife. It makes the most sense. All you do is run it right through the avocado, and essentially I'm making wedges. So I'll do that again. I'm just sliding the knife right through the avocado, always keeping my fingers like this. I'm going to take my wedges, and I'm going to toss them right into the flax breading. So I'm going to keep this hand clean, free to do anything else. While I'm busy in the kitchen, I'm running around. I'm going to take my breading, and I'm going to bread the avocado slices. What you want to do with the avocado wedges is ensure they're properly breaded, because I'm going to pop these now into the dehydrator. You want to do them ideally for 5 to 6 hours. Now what happens is, if you don't get all of the sides of the avocado evenly breaded, you're going to find they're going to oxidize. No one likes brown avocados. That's not good food. And we want to do good food here. So I'm going to pop my avocado wedges onto the dehydrator tray. Right now they're soft. The whole idea of dehydrating food in the raw food world is to take some of the moisture out. It's the same idea as an oven. You're drying the moisture out, you're shriveling the vegetable, or in this case the avocado, but you're retaining all the enzymes. It makes it easier for digestion, and you're getting all of your nutrients that nature intended us to require. So I'm just going to take my avocado wedges. I'm going to continue just to bread the last 2. I've been vegan for about 5.5 years. When I was about 6 years ago, I was about 100 pounds heavier. I lost so much weight. My life improved tremendously. I became a better person. I became kind. I became ethical. I started enjoying life. And I attribute almost all of that to changing my diet. I think once you learn how to take certain things out of your life and replace them with healthier, ethical, more peaceful things, your life just improves tenfold. I think it's absolutely amazing. And I don't do this to be famous. I don't do this for wealth. I do this just to share with people, how I changed my life. And I think it's wonderful because I have this gift of working in high-end kitchens and cooking food for celebrities and people and all this experience. And now I can take that to healthy ingredients and show people how to change their lives. So I'm going to pass this over to Patricia. She's going to place in the dehydrator.
When we return to vegetarianism, the noble way of living, raw vegan chef Douglas McNish will make a ketchup to accompany our avocado fries. Imagine that, ketchup that's actually good and good for you.
I remember when Supreme Master Television first started. I was walking around downtown Montreal 4 years ago, and I walked by a poster and I saw the ad. I immediately went on the website and I saw the message that that you guys were conveying, and I thought it was amazing and phenomenal. And I love the fact that all of the staff talk about saving the environment, which is, of course, is important, saving yourselves through a proper diet, and they talk about the animals. I think to be compassionate towards anything that is living is so important. I think Supreme Master TV is sending the perfect message out to the world. I wish you guys the best continued success in the future. Be veg, go green to save the planet. I'm going to show you guys now how to do a ketchup. Now, generally ketchup is done with tomatoes, white sugar, and vinegar. Very unhealthy. White sugar, again, is one of the things you want to avoid on a healthy diet. Much of it is not vegan as well, as it is milled with bone char. So not vegan, not healthy, there's not really a reason to eat it. Sugar is one of the most dangerous things you can put into your body. So we're blessed in this world with so many great things. I'm going to show you today how to make ketchup using sun-dried tomatoes. Okay, so you're getting that tomato base. Sun-dried tomatoes are wonderful, very good for you, very high in lycopene, which has been known to fight cancer, very high in vitamin C. I have beautiful golden raisins, organic. I have medjool dates. The dates, again, are organic, and you always want to go with medjool if you can. Very high in iron and extremely antioxidant. Everyone's always looking for the fountain of youth when they're not realizing all they need to be doing is eating the right foods, getting exercise, and drinking lots of water. So I'm going to get my beautiful assistant again, Patricia. She's going to place the sun-dried tomatoes into the blender along with the soak water. And that gives you that salty flavor without adding the sodium that we usually use in North America in the form of table salt. So she's going to add soaked raisins. The raisins, again, are a background sweetness to replace the sugar. She's going to add the medjool dates. We have a wonderful product called raw fermented apple cider vinegar. Very good for digestion, extremely good for just clearing out the system, and it has that same wonderful tangy flavor. And lastly, the sun-dried tomatoes, although they're soaked, they still need a little bit more moisture, so I have 2 cups of purified water. When you're using water in any of your food, you always want to make sure it's purified. You want to make sure the water is as clean as you possibly can. So I'm now going to get her to put it on high. It's going to be loud for about 10 or 15 seconds, but it's necessary in grinding everything to make sure it becomes a complete puree. Thank you very much. And I can tell, just from my beautiful culinary experience, that the ketchup has been pureed enough. You don't want to make it too thick because then you're just eating a paste that is sun-dried tomato. You want to have it nice and thin. You can always add more sun-dried tomatoes to thicken it if you would like. So I'm going to show you guys very simply how in the professional culinary world we plate food. There's little tips, there's little tricks, how you make your food look beautiful. You always want to do that. There's a difference between going to a diner or going to a restaurant. It's all in the presentation. I may take my ketchup. I'll place it down on the plate just like this. I always start with a little pile. What I'll do is I'll take my spoon at roughly a 45-degree angle. I'll place it down into the pile and pull it right through. So right away it looks beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful design. I'm going to take the same spices that I used in the recipe, a little bit of cumin. I'm going to sprinkle it across the plate. A little bit of chili powder. I'm going to go the other way. And then I like spicy. I really love spicy, so I'm going to take a little bit of cayenne pepper and just shake it down. I'm going to ask Patricia if she can pass me the avocado fries that have been in the dehydrator now for 6 hours. And again, through the magic of television, they're perfectly crispy and ready to eat. I'm going to pop the avocado fries onto the plate. And I'm just going to make them nice and high. Again, as a chef, when the food comes to the table, you want people to eat with their eyes first. So it's nice when you see a tower of food, as opposed to food just being stretched out all over the plate. So I like to stack them like this in the restaurant. And that's that. Your body needs to use energy when it breaks down food. So in eating meat and eating dairy, sometimes a piece of chicken will take 3 days to go through your system. Your body's using energy to break that down. You feel slow, you feel lagged. When you eat food like this, your body's not using the energy and you're able to put it into other tasks in life. You're able to have a better life, you're able to meditate, you're able to focus on the things that are more important to you rather than breaking down the food. So I really recommend and encourage people to try raw food. It can be very simple. Make your own almond milk at home. Make the switch from soy or dairy milk over to fresh almond milk. There's recipes all over the internet. Or of course there's a Raw Aura restaurant here in Port Credit, Ontario, where we make beautiful food and I love what I do. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy.
Visit Chef Douglas McNish and Raw Aura Organic Cuisine only at veganchefdoug.com and www.raw-aura.com.
For more details, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/VEG.